Hello and welcome back to Coast Corner K2, episode 5 or 6. I'm your host, Kode, of
Cringe.
course, joined today by the usual cast of suspects.
Gaggle of misfits.
The recap will be done by Kyle.
Oh god.
Huh. Hmm. Okay. So first thing we did after getting bandaged up, we had our local gang leader drive us to his hideout, but not directly to his hideout.
Wrong
Talk to his
campaign.
employees.
Wrong campaign.
I forgot that we were doing K2. I had
Lamau.
in my mind
Crossing the
K1.
streams.
Fuck.
Well,
Dude,
now
I
you
was
just
so.
permanently altered
Wow.
reality.
Continuity error.
So
We're now
now
all in a
JVH.
We're
So
now all in a
JVH
gang.
is an
It's
XCA
official.
agent.
The
Yeah,
JCPU is actually a crime syndicate.
Yeah. I'll be honest. I had K1 in my mind because I was thinking about the list of dead people.
God, serious campaign.
I mean, yeah.
It's a
Serious campaign.
campaign.
Sergio time.
Oh yeah.
Sergio time.
We gotta reference that in K2 now.
Well, if I were a guy named Sergio, I'd want my own time too.
Yeah.
If I was a capoeira master named Sergio, who also did a little bit of seductive dancing on the side.
Of course.
Also, I have no idea for recap because I showed up at like the end, I think.
Yeah, you weren't there.
Wait, I wasn't there at all. What am
That's
I
the
talking
joke. That's why I wanted you to do it.
about? Oh shit! No wonder I did K1.
But yeah, last time the group received their next mission. They were being paid by the Diamonds Rough Mining Company to investigate a site of theirs in northern Idaho due to suspicions that the local workers were fabricating paranormal activity to get out of having to work and to cover up their own criminal negligence. The group was like kind of sus, but okay. And then they went to the site. They did some investigation. They
Made a friend out of Mr. Ton.
yeah. They talked to the foreman. Made a friend out of the incredibly buff foreman, Mr. Anvil, and they talked to the corporate manager, who's a goblin man. They kind of met the priest, but not really. They did some investigation. They walked around the site a little bit. They talked to some people, got some general testimonies about what might be going on. Couldn't quite figure out exactly what was happening, so they just kind of resigned themselves to keep looking. They went to the bar, whipped it up a little bit, had some drinks, talked to some more people. Boss Rubik lost an arm wrestling contest to the giant buff foreman man. And then the party resigned themselves to go to bed in the
Well, don't forget,
floor of the bar.
me and Boston Brook also went and had a look for ourselves.
Yeah, you guys went and investigated the Druidic Shrine. While
Yes.
X and Battlecock were in the bar having a party. You didn't find anything necessarily irrelevant, minus the fact that it is like semi-magical.
Yeah.
And you guys took a walk through the woods. You saw some silhouetted figures, but couldn't catch up to them in time to see what they were. And then you guys were like, all right, let's go back before we get ambushed by a bunch of horrible monstrosities in this pitch black forest in the middle of the night. So they went back to the bar. They met the priest a little bit, who's a Native American guy, a young Native American priest who's a Catholic priest, not a shaman. They met him, and then the group decided to go to bed. So you're all in bed, in the tavern, doing your thing, in the upper floor of the building, and yeah, I mean, you guys were just trying to fall asleep, but for whatever reason, you are unable to do so. I need X and GVH to make me perception checks, please.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. That is a full-on 7.
All right.
Bro, I got the opposite. A 3.
Bro, okay, so X actually doesn't see the creepy stuff going on. But GVH, you're chilling in your room. You know, you're on the bed, whatever, trying to go to sleep, and you can't. Tossing and turning, rolling over, and you look at the window of your room that looks out onto like the rear of the site, and you see a silhouetted like human head just like in the window looking in at you. You don't see any facial features. It's just an outline of a shadowy figure staring at you. And you kind of like clock this and you're like, and then you hear like like scratching and stuff, you know, all of the on the walls and the window, and like the window like rattles and stuff.
Well, that's not normal. Whatchamacallit? Can I get a sense of reality real quick?
10 out of 10. Would
10 out of
reality
10.
again?
Reality again. Let's see. Can I sense magic? Or can I see magic right now?
Yeah, so you take a look on the magic spectrums, and you see a whole lot of necrotic energy. That is like the figure, the silhouetted figure, is covered in necromantic magic.
I'm gonna play this out. I'm gonna act like I'm still asleep. Can I like reach into like my pocket and try and grab my lighter?
Sure.
All right. And then I'm just gonna hold it on me.
Okay. You can do so.
And I'm just gonna let this play out. See how things go.
All right. Yeah, so you know, just kind of pretend to be asleep, and after a couple of seconds, the shadowy form kind of like floats away from the window and then like disappears out of view. And then a couple like a minute goes by, and you're just kind of waiting to see what's gonna happen, and suddenly like the temperature in the room just like drops by like 15 degrees.
Oh no. No. So is there so is there like something around me?
You can't see anything.
Oh no. Well, I'll keep holding on to the lighter, and I'll keep letting this play out. I'm gonna wait until something actually comes for me.
Okay. So yeah, so you're
'Cause
just
I
kind
ain't afraid of no ghosts.
you aren't afraid of no ghosts. You are the Ghostbusters.
I am the Ghostbuster.
So you're just kind of pretending to be asleep. You know, you're shivering now because it's like below freezing.
Yeah.
And you're just kind of waiting it out. And if you know, another minute passes of this cold, and it's like to hear like ghostly whispers in your ear. You know, just constantly. And you know, you're just hearing these strange, like not like. It kind of sounds like it could be words, but you can't quite make out what the words are saying. And that continues for a little bit, and then the temperature goes back to normal, and the whispers stop, and nothing else happens.
Well, that certainly narrows down what it could be. Can I use my encyclopedic knowledge to see if I've encountered anything like this before?
Yeah, well, you make you make a roll. This is just like a ghost. This is a haunting.
Okay, sick.
'Cause it's pretty obvious, you know, cold spots, dissonant whispers, yeah, strange ethereal
necrotic energy.
yeah, necromantic energy, all that stuff. That's all
Alright.
classic signs of a haunting.
All right. Well, that's easy enough because I can dispel. But the question is why? That would be the the smoking gun. Why? Why is this mine being haunted? Why are we dealing with a haunting? Um,
That is the question.
why why did it travel so far out into the town to the inn? Um, just to for me. So yeah. Yeah. We have our
Yeah.
question.
So yeah, so you're like kind of cooped out. You're thinking about that. Eventually, you do fall asleep. And then
But like after that whole ordeal, like I'll sit up and like light the lighter, see if it's drawing in any energy around me, like my lighter is.
yeah, no, it's whatever was here is gone.
It is
At least for the
currently
moment.
in just the status of a lighter.
Mm-hmm.
I think what I'm gonna do instead of going right to sleep is I'm gonna get up and check on the others in the party.
Okay. So you leave your room and it is pitch black because this place
I'll
has
have my
very little
lighter as
electricity.
like
Yeah, you have your
as
lighter
like
as
a
like a
light.
torch, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, essentially.
So you walk out.
I'll
and
take my sword with me.
Yeah, and it's very creepy out here because it's pitch black in this hallway, eerily quiet, besides the creaking floorboards and creaky door hinges and stuff. It's very like a gothic horror movie. So you're creaking through the hallway, and you know knock on X's door, and I don't know. X can wake up, or he can choose to not hear it. I guess it's up to him.
I'll respond with a resounding 5 more minutes.
Was Boston Brook in my room?
No, he would have had his own room.
Okay. Oh wait, we decided that we were gonna sleep in the mansion.
Did you? Oh yeah, you guys did, didn't you?
Wait a minute.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
So there are ghosts in the mansion?
No, there are no ghosts in the mansion. That is not how the mansion works. But there
Wait a
are
minute.
ghosts in the hotel room outside of the
Well,
mansion.
I guess for this night we would have forgotten about it and like, all right, yeah, we'll just sleep in the hotel for one night to get a good grasp.
Yeah.
Retcon, ladies and
Yeah, we'll
gentlemen.
just retcon. We'll see the Boston Brook is still in his mansion. That's why he doesn't freak out and immediately
Fair
begin
enough.
opening fire on every solid surface in the building. So
Fair
he's in
enough.
his mansion.
But the fairies were in the same room as me.
The fairies are not here
Oh, fair. Yeah.
yet, anyway.
Fucking fair enough. I'll give another knock.
Yeah, so you knock on X's door, and he's like, 5 more minutes, and you just hear a second set of knocking.
After the third one, I'm just opening the door. I'm not being courteous anymore.
I'll
I will.
roll
I
over
will
and be like,
only knock 3 times. I am the one who knocks.
"What do you want from me?"
I just want to see the inside of the room, see if there's anything here.
What is this, like a pat down or some shit? Or are you
It's a bat down.
trying to get me for something?
You got any contraband
No.
on you, buddy?
No, I'm just checking on you.
So yeah, GBH, so you're talking to him, and you're in this room, and you got your lighter, only light in here, and you see clinging to the corner of the room above, like right above X's bed, is this kind of like pitch black, like weird wispy shadow figure that you can only barely make out through the because like the rest of the walls and the ceiling and stuff, the licks of the lighter flame reflect off of it. This figure reflects no light. It looks like a hole in reality. It's just above, like this weird, vaguely
So do
humanoid
I-
hole. It's
Do
just
I like?
in the
Is
ceiling.
this like a corner of my eye type of thing?
Yeah, you just
like-
kind of clock it for a second, and then as soon as you like snap your head up to look at it, it's gone.
I'll like turn the lighter to look at the rest of the room.
Yeah, nothing else is here.
Keep a watchful eye. Be careful.
On?
Yes. It seems we are dealing with a haunting. There is necrotic energy around here, so be careful. There was just something above your bed, so keep that in mind.
Damn, I got a stalker in this of all places? I guess I made an impression
yeah,
at that bar tonight.
It looks like a ghost is stalking you, so yes.
Cool.
So, if you hear anything, whispers, anything of the sort, do register it and let me know. Other than that, good night. And then I'll turn on my heels and leave.
All right, great. So yes, you turn on your heels. You know that Bostonvik is in his mansion, so he wouldn't have heard anything
He's
anyway.
safe.
Yeah, he's fine.
He's safe.
You couldn't get in anyway. Like, you couldn't knock on. There is no door to knock on. It's gone. Like, only he can make it appear and disappear. So yeah, so you go back to bed. You go back to sleep. You all return to bed. Nothing else wacky happens. And you all wake up. Later in the day, probably like 11 o'clock, noon, because you partied pretty late the evening before. You'll wake up. You all go downstairs to have your breakfast lunch. And you all see Boston Brook sitting at one of the long tavern bench tables with the Bone Fairy and the Tooth Fairy sitting across from him. And they are chit-chatting over like some nice lunch.
Well, good morning, all.
And Boston Brook's like,
Go
all right.
to Boston Brook and be like, do you usually always drink coffee?
He's like, do I usually drink coffee? Not normally, no, but, we had a bit of a late evening yesterday while you weren't present, and I felt I needed to get a little bit of an extra pick-me-up,
Why did you put alcohol in it?
He blinks, as if that's, like, why would you even ask
A
that
question.
question? Yeah.
As if that's a question you need to ask.
Yeah, it's like, wait, what do you mean why? That's not why, you just do it.
Boston Brook, sometimes I really do think about sending you to rehab.
Like, oh, I tried that already, and I ended up becoming a monk, so, it worked for
Anyway.
for a little while, and then, old habits die
Anyway.
hard.
It does appear that we are dealing with a haunting. High amounts of necrotic energy present, whispers coming from the darkness, figures hanging above X's bed. So there's that. In other news, welcome, Una and Nyx, to the, I guess, the clusterfuck that is this current operation. So yeah, that's what we're dealing with. All right, people, let's get a crack on.
What is our objective?
End the haunting, because we are being haunted.
Oh. Okay.
No.
There is a haunting happening, so we can at least confirm that. Anywho, all right. Well, we have our goals for the day. Let's go. No time to waste.
I was like, well, what are we going to be doing now then? I have a plan
we are
of
going-
attack.
We are going to the asylum to see the previous victims of said haunting. And once we do that, then we are going to begin taking a look into the mine.
And Boston was like, going to go check out the asylum, all right? Like, I'll
Yes.
try to find that goblin man and arrange a car for us. So he
Not yet.
He's like, oh, a plan before that, then?
I want to do it without going to him, to see what we can find out without him there.
Well, we have no car, so unless you want to steal
Granted, but I would like to talk to that young man that you arm wrestled last night first.
one. Oh, the foreman, yes, of course. I believe he has like an office, being the foreman around here. We can do that then, I suppose. Fine chap, he.
Yes. And then once we talk to him first and let him know what's out and about, then we will go and talk to the boss man.
And Oshma's like, all right, sound like a good enough plan as any, I suppose.
Seeing as I don't know if I can yet trust the boss. That will have yet to be seen. But the foreman, he's a good, honest man, so I know I can trust him.
All right, so you're all going to go find and speak to the foreman then.
Indeed, yes.
All right.
Is part of his character that he just puts off like a trustworthy aura?
I mean, yeah, he seems like a pretty wholesome dude. I mean, also he will like straight up bash your skull in, but he's generally like he seems to be a very honest guy. You never got that sense that he was lying to you the night previous when you like questioned him and stuff. You know, he seems to have a genuine and very deep compassion for his workers. So you can trust in that, if nothing else.
All right, yeah.
Plus, you know, he's a paladin, and paladins don't generally, they're not usually bad people. There can be evil paladins, but
They're just very unlikely.
yeah, and usually they aren't hanging around in the public view, like Mr. Anvil is.
They work more in the shadows.
Yeah. So you guys get your breakfast. You know, Boston Rick chugs his Irish coffee, and then you guys, head over to the kind of mining, like the mining workers, kind of residential district, and it's kind of like in like Red Dead Redemption 2, the mining settlement there, are all like really tiny like wood log cabin like sheds where all the different people live, and they're all kind of set up on top of each other. It's kind of like that. And you guys know that, like, the foreman, he has, like, the biggest one all the way at the bottom, so he has easy access to the road and everything.
Right.
And you guys see him talking to a few people, and he sees you all approach, so he kind of, pats them all on the shoulder with his massive hand, and turns to you. For the fairy's sake, you walk up and see this guy, who is easily over 6.5 feet tall, rivaling you in height, and he is built like the side of a barn. He is massive.
He's the side of the barn that no one can hit.
Yeah, exactly. He has two big, like sledgehammer tattoos on his forearms. He's wearing a set of half plate armor that's all like beaten up and scuffed up. Newsboy cap on his head, flat cap on his head, big bushy beard. Very, very deep, like, bass drum, deep Texan accent. You can hear from, like, half a block away because it's so, like, rich and bassy. And yeah, this dude, massive, probably the biggest human you've ever seen, seeing as he rivals you in size. Not natural. Definitely unusually big. He turns to all of you, like, good, and he looks at his watch. Good afternoon, folks. Something I can do you for?
Yes. I wanted to come by and let you know that we would be stopping by the asylum, just in a moment. But after that, I wanted to let you know that we will be taking a look inside of the mine. It has come to my attention that we are dealing with a full haunting, so I also wanted to pass that information along to you as well.
Can make a check to see what a haunting is. He does. He's like, yeah, that sounds like it like it tracks pretty well with what I had expected. Sure, I can let some of my boys know. I can bring y'all down to the mine myself when you guys get back, or like tomorrow, since the asylum's kind of a ways away.
Perfect. I could not ask for a better guide.
You know,
Today we will be investigating the patients at the asylum, and then after that we will be talking to the boss himself and informing him of our findings.
you're like, all right, that sounds like a good a plan as any. Yeah, I think there are two of my men that were sent to the asylum in the past couple of weeks. I haven't heard anything about them, but I mean, I know that they're there, or at least they should be there. Isn't it a super large asylum? You know, there aren't that many people around here to begin with, so you know, it shouldn't be that hard to find them when you get there.
Right. All right. Well, we will come back and alert you to our findings, and then when everybody's ready, we will be on our way.
Like, alrighty, y'all need a car or transport? Need a somebody? Can I get you a driver or something to bring you over
That
there?
would be absolutely very helpful.
And like, all right, I can. And he
That is
turns
the-
around and he had that super loud finger whistle. And one of the like guys standing over by like the street side jogs over.
The whistle that I can't do. Yes.
Yeah, the ear piercing one that nobody likes to be too close to. But this guy is unusually
like
loud.
this? Is it like the single long one, or is
No,
it
it's like the full
the
like
double?
Yeah, the double. The
Like
the
the-
cowboy whistle. Yeah.
Okay.
And one of the other miner workers walks over, and he's like, "What do you need, sir?" And Mr. Anvil's like, "Get your jeep, Jeremy. These fine gentlemen and ladies." And he clocks the well, I guess the one fairy, because I assume the tooth fairy is invisible the whole time. He clocks the lady. He's like, "Oh, I don't believe I've seen you before. Are you new? Are you with them or what?"
Nem goes like, yes.
Nem,
Nem is
Nem,
with them.
Nem.
Oh shit!
Wow, you're just like
Crossing
brain dead
streams
today. Yeah.
Dude, I miss them. That's why.
Lamau.
Anyways,
Nix gets a name
Nix.
change.
Yeah, it's the ends, you know.
It is the. We
They're
warned you
very
about
similar.
this. He warned you, and you were like, "No, it's fine."
Nah, what? No.
What? Speaking third person is fine. I got this. Anyways,
Nix
Nix.
speaking in third person in her human form.
What are you talking about? Actually, would Nix do that? Would Nix be
Yes.
comfortable to...
You've already done it, so yes.
Yeah, but now I'm thinking, is she intelligent enough to be? Of course, she's intelligent enough. Does she care? Probably not. Anyways, Nix is just
Exactly.
gonna go like, yes, Nix is with them.
And the huge guy, you're like, well, pleased to meet you. And he extends a giant hand at you. He's like, the name's Mason Anvil. I'm the foreman here.
He goes and grabs his hand for a handshake, internally thinking, those bones. Succulent,
Strong
large
bones.
Yeah, and he shakes your
Strong
hand. Nice
bones.
firm handshake. Not enough to like shatter your hand or something, but
Between
Nix just
Paul.
runs a hand over his. The metacarpals developed
Yeah.
perfectly.
Yeah.
Such high quality.
What do you call it? What's the word I'm looking for?
Gallons of milk consumed.
I know, right?
Nix,
Yeah, like-
all I can imagine in my head when dealing with Nix is just Zer. Is just Zer from Destiny 2. Or, well,
Really?
Destiny, yes.
Why
That
is
is
that?
all. That is all I can think of because it's just the way Nyx feels as a character.
He feels like a shady person that was overly charge you for exotics,
Yes,
and then always show up with that one shitty exotic you don't want.
exactly,
Okay,
exactly.
okay.
And then you've got to like do like 3 like exorbitant quests just to get one item to buy an exotic. Yes.
Mhm, mhm, mhm. I could see Nick's doing that. You want bones?
You
Well, give
want
me more
bones?
bones.
Open up the trench coat. You want bones? They're
Yeah.
yours, my friend.
Could you has wares if you have coin?
You want it? It's yours, my friend.
But yeah, so you shake this dude's hand, and he's like, "All right, well, I have my usual duties to return to, so have a good trip, folks." And he turns around and begins just conversing with some of the other workers. And Jeremy, your driver, is like, "All right, everybody, come on."
Is this backdoor Jeremy?
No, this is driver's seat,
Driver's seat.
Jeremy. Yeah. And he's like, "All right, everybody, come on, car's this way," and he leads you all to the vehicle, and y'all get in, and you begin your trip to the asylum. It's probably like a good few hours of a trip. So you guys get there when like the sun is setting at like 4 o'clock,
Jeez.
and he kind of he'll pull up, and this is it is relatively small, probably only like a couple hundred yards from left to right. It's a single kind of like gravel road that kind of peels off of the main kind of asphalt, and it is walled, it is gated. It has like those kind of walls where it's like a couple of feet of like stonework, and then like a couple of yards of like wrought iron spiked kind of actual fencing.
Okay.
There's a big wrought iron gate out front, and you can see like not very far away from like past the gate. There is a gravel roundabout with a big marble fountain in the center, and then around the roundabout there's like some very nicely manicured like hedges and stuff, like trees and bushes and everything.
Okay.
And you all pull up to the gate. There is nobody manning the gate. So Jeremy just kind of just like stops the car, and he's like, we're all right. Well, I mean, I'll be here if you guys need me."
All right. All right. Well, let's go, gang.
All right. You all get out and get out of the Jeep and stuff. The gate appears to be unlocked, not open, but unlocked.
Okay.
And you open it, creaks open, and yeah, I mean, you guys see it is a kind of standard asylum construction. It's kind of built like a big N, where the two left and right wings are for the patients, and then the middle is usually like the administrative wing. There is, if I like look at my map, there is, so yes, there is the roundabout, and then across from where you guys are at the gate to the round, like across the roundabout past the fountain, there is a big set of double doors, where like the front doors are,
Okay.
some windows and stuff.
All right. Well, I guess we'll start going up towards the asylum, like the main door.
Right. Yeah. So you guys, approach. It's a nice, cheer-looking building. It's kind of like a like beige, like kind of off-white, like stonework, and then exterior kind of like drywalling and stuff on the outside. Nice calming pastels. The
Really
windows and everything all.
screams asylum.
I mean, a little bit, but not like creepy asylum, more like more modernized mental institution. You figure this place probably was a creepy asylum before they, painted over and bricked over the original, like, horrifying art scheme.
Oh, absolutely.
You guys get to the big double doors. They're unlocked, of course. So you open, and you guys open the front door, and you see that this is a kind of wide, like, lobby, like, waiting area. So like this big, long brown rug that runs the middle of the room. There are some potted plants. There are 6 benches, 3 on each side, left and right, along the walls. A couple of windows. Most notably, though, there is a giant pool of blood that runs from where, like, a couple of feet past, like, in the doorway, all the way down the middle of the room. And, like, over at the far end where there's receptionist desks and, like, a couple of cabinets and, like, the counter and stuff. A huge, like, trailing pool of blood.
I will take this opportunity to draw my sword.
Imposter will draw his 1911, and I can post the map of the asylum. Here we go.
Well, I don't suppose we'd be welcome in this endeavor.
So, you guys are in area 2 right now, by the door. You guys probably hear like some distant shuffling coming from like different places you can't see. And nothing specific. Just kind of like just the sounds of rattling or like movement. Don't hear any voices. You don't hear any kind of music. Nothing. You normally hear.
Alright, well, I guess the first instinct would be to check behind the reception area. Are there lights?
There are, yeah. The lights are all still on.
Okay, well, that's good. So yeah, I guess we should probably check behind the desk.
All right, so you do the check behind the desk. You kind of approach, the receptionist's counter, and you kind of peek around, and you see, the usual expected kind of tchotchkes, the computer, the filing cabinets, paperwork, clipboards, pens, pencils, all that kind of stuff.
Is
the office
there
chair,
a body?
the office chair is knocked over, and there is a incredibly bloody corpse of a human being. You can't identify them, however, because they are partially eaten.
Oh. No bones.
We're not stealing the bones of dead people right now. That is, in terms of why we are here, a no-no. So yeah, you are not stealing the bones of innocent people, Nix.
How do you know they're innocent?
Because she worked at an asylum. So no.
I think that's bias.
Nix, no. Do we? Well, I guess we can go into 3.
All right, so you guys try to go over, and you open the door to room 3. You open the door. It's kind of like generic kind of like employee like rest area basically. with like a couch in the middle, like a small TV, a table with some chairs, like a microwave, like mini fridge and that kind of stuff. There is another bloodied corpse. This one you figure probably was some kind of orderly, judging by these scraps of like nursing scrubs on the corpse. And the body is kind of like splayed out across the couch and like a little bit on the floor near the couch because it's been, split into many pieces. Blood everywhere. It smells awful. These bodies you figure probably are a couple of days old.
Oh no, that does not bode well.
Yeah. And also, there is a door across a room that leads outside to the back of the property, and that is broken off of its hinges and kind of like lying like halfway still attached to the wall, kind of busted open and broken.
That does not bode well. You said across the hall?
Across the room. So you guys are like on you're in 3, but you're kind of in this near the south wall of 3, and then that door across the room is broken
to
open.
number 4?
No, to the outside against the northern wall.
Oh, okay.
There's a door there that's broken.
All right, I'll check outside of that door.
All right, you kind of check outside. The door is covered in very deep claw marks, like gash marks, and it's like been impacted and kind of crushed in from outside. You look out. You don't see anything. No blood, no footprints, no bodies. Looks like an empty field, and then probably like an empty field, like a soccer field, and then it's the wall that runs around the property.
Are there any signs of, disturbance in the field?
No. It just looks like it's kind of soccer field.
That's troublesome. Well, all right then. I guess I'll go and check number 4, cause, jeez.
All right. So you open the door to number 4. And the door to number 4 is also kind of busted open, but not as vigorously as 3 is. And there is the kind of like the remnants of like warning labels on the door to 4 that says like chemical storage, flammable, do not touch, fragile materials, that kind of stuff. And so you kind of creak open the door to 4, and you see that the room is a chemical storage room. So there are shelves along the walls with like medication bottles and needles and various like bottles and crates of medical supplies, medical fluids. And then in the middle of the room, kind of crouched, kind of in like the fetal position, is the body, the partially consumed body of like a doctor in like a lab coat.
Well, that's slightly worrying. We are hopefully going to find a survivor. One can hope. All right. Well, not much left here. Can I inspect the body?
Yeah, if you want. What are you looking for?
I would like to. Anything.
Okay, give me a perception check, I guess.
All right. An 8. Any personal effects or something that can gleam just about what happened, I guess.
I mean, the wounds he's sustained, most of them appear to be some kind of bite marks. Not particularly human-looking bite marks.
Okay.
A few very deep gashes in his chest and stomach. His intestines have been torn out. One of his legs also appears to have been like wrenched out of its socket, very like roughly. So that's kind of like tearing at the hinges and joints and stuff. You don't know exactly what could have done this. This looks kind of like it could have been like a person or a mutant or an animal even. You don't quite know. In terms of like personal effects, their ID is missing, presumably eaten or destroyed or whatever. They have like I guess like a wallet in it and stuff. You know,
Can I get a name for this person?
I mean, they're not important, so you do, but I'm not going to give you one.
Fair
But you
enough.
do get their name. They have one. They have an ID on them and stuff. You know, credit cards, some cash in their wallet.
All right. I will take the ID with me. Actually, you don't have to. You still don't have to give me a name. I'm just gonna take the ID with me.
Okay.
How does the ID look, by the way?
What's I guess it's his driver's license.
Ah, okay. I thought it was gonna be like the nurse ID where it's like, oh, you can't get past this door. Find the ID. Proceeds to
No,
kick
this is
down
just
the door.
yeah.
Find the ID card.
His lab coat looks like it at one point had an ID card on it, but it is gone. Either torn off in the struggle, or when he was being eaten or something. But it is no longer on his lab coat.
Man, that sucks for him.
Indeed.
But all right. I will therefore. I guess I'll move back into 3, and then back out to the hall.
All right, easily done.
All right. The question is, do we want to go half and half, 2 go one way, 2 go another way, or do we want to all stick together?
I don't know. It's up
How
to you
big is
guys.
the place? Let me
Um,
look again.
I mean, you figure it's probably. Let me have a look. See.
It's
2, 3.
probably
It's pretty big.
It's
about
like
15 rooms big.
well, if that's 50 feet, so it's like 150. It's like 300 feet wide, which is pretty big. That's a football field.
Yeah.
Probably that's probably like like 270 feet, something like that. Not exactly 300, but or basically 300. So pretty big.
Yeah.
I think we can split.
Well,
All
who's
right.
going with you in that case?
Well, it would be probably wise to have teams of 2. So
You're right. So me and X, and then you and Boston.
no.
What, bro? That sounds like a great idea, you know? I'd love to get to know our new team member.
And then
That's
in
too
one
bad.
half, at the end of the encounter, we see one half of the building is ashes, and the other half of the
That
building
is
is untouched.
not going to happen.
It warped out of him.
That is not going to happen. Boston Brook, you go with the fairies. I will go with X.
Someone's
Before
scared.
we split up, I will hand Yuna her bow.
He takes the bow. Grabs it. Pepe grabby hands. And I don't know. Is she in her cage? Is that a thing? Is that what we're doing here? She out of her cage?
She should be out of her cage. She has a bomb collar on. She's
Yeah.
out of the cage now. She
Okay.
passed her test in the first mission.
Cool.
Yes.
He lives out of a cage now. We're moving up in the world. So
Exactly.
she is going to make business expenses upgrading that cage. It was pretty dope in there, bro. She had a whole couch and everything.
Yeah, it was like a one-room apartment basically.
Yeah. So I guess we'll go with Boston Brook. You know, and we'll take looking at the map the right side of the building. Yeah, sound cool.
So who's going to the right and who's going to the left?
Buster, Rook, and Nyx are going to go to the right, and the other two of you are going to go with. Well, I guess GVH, X, and Battlecock are going to go to the left.
Yeah. So we're splitting up basically into teams of 3. Okay.
Yeah,
that works.
because there's a bunch of companion animals.
Yes. Yes. Because Yuna is a companion animal.
No, Nyx is the companion animal.
He's a comfort animal for Nyx, actually.
I need my my emotional support Nyx.
Emotional support bone fairy.
Bro, we'll just be collecting followers all across these missions. Eventually, at the end, we'll all basically be summoners.
We'll have a team. We'll have a team of 30
Yeah,
by
exactly.
the time this is over with.
That's cool with me.
So yeah, so we'll go with the left team first because that has the most player characters to worry about, and also is the one that has the important information in it. So yeah, so where do you got? Where does team left brain go?
Who was on Team Left Brain?
Well,
Ian.
actually,
you, X,
left
and
brain
Battle
controls the right side of the
Okay.
body, so we'll be going to the right.
Well, actually, I don't care.
So I guess we'll start out by, well, which door can we see
All of them.
first? The door for 5, right?
Yeah.
So we'll go into door 5 first.
Okay. So going to the first 5 on the left. That is a medium-sized office previously belonging to one of the on-site doctors. It sits in a state of disarray. There's, papers scattered everywhere, chairs knocked over, personal effects everywhere. Paintings are knocked off the wall and cockeyed. Bookshelves are toppled over. And there is, of course, the corpse of an employee scattered across the room. Flesh and blood smeared across the furniture, floors, walls, and the ceiling.
Oh, how lovely.
These people were, brutalized.
Well then, you said there's paperwork on the desk?
Well, it's just kind of scattered everywhere.
All right, I'll take a look at some of the paperwork.
All right. It all seems to be kind of administrative stuff, incoming and outgoing mail, bills.
Anything about our patients from the mining town?
No, this room, this office, you feel it probably was reserved for more of incoming and outgoing mail for billing and patient information, family visitation, stuff like that, and not for patient records.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll keep looking through. Is there a body?
There is, yeah.
All right. I'll look over the body.
All right. Same kind of generic, general wound markings on the body. This is another woman. She appears to be, just in kind of business casual, like secretary clothes. Probably wasn't a doctor or anything. Very dead.
Ah, I see. All right. Well, anything of significance on her persons?
Not really.
All right. Fair enough. I guess next we'll go into 6.
All right. So you guys walk around the corner, enter room 6. This is a much bigger office. There's a plaque on the door and stuff that says, head doctor. It is reserved for the asylum's, boss man, the manager.
Right.
The doctor's partially eaten corpse is lying in the middle of the room, with, on that kind of crimson-looking rug, clutching a revolver in his right hand. But he is very dead. There is a pretty big, nice mahogany desk across the room. A couple of papers on it, computer, stuff like that. Some bookshelves and everything, little tchotchkes, portraits, paintings, diagrams on the walls, potted plants. And it's a nice office, pretty big office too. Probably like 30
Now,
feet.
why would a
wide.
doctor need a revolver?
Hmm.
I'll pick up the revolver. Are all the shots fired?
3 have been fired. 3 are still in there.
Well, interesting. I'll look over. You said there's paperwork?
Yes.
Scattered. Okay. I'll look over some of the paperwork in this room.
All right. This paperwork is important, so I will post it in chat, and then I will also read it out loud. So, the first piece of paperwork you find reads, they both appear to be patient dossiers.
Okay.
For the guys that you're looking for, you assume. Because the first one reads as follows. Patient number 7, Thomas Robinson, was brought to the facility after being discovered in an alley between 2 huts of a Diamond Rush mining site. According to witness testimony, patient number 7 was rocking back and forth in the field position, alternating seemingly at random between incoherent mumbling and loud screaming, following an unknown incident that occurred during the night. Following admittance to the mental hospital, patient 7 has since gone into a trauma-induced catatonic psychotic break and has been placed in intensive care room number 1 for 24-hour surveillance and treatment. That lines up with what you heard about one of the guys. The next piece of paperwork, patient number 8, Henry Carmen, was brought into the mental hospital after approaching a group of his comrades in the nearby Diamond Rush mining site, screaming about something deep within it that he had found. According to witness testimony, a short employee-led investigation into patient number 8's story was conducted and provided nothing that matched patient 8's vivid and horrific descriptions, at which point patient 8 ceased proper vocalizations, resorting purely to semi-coherent mumbling and rambling. Patient 8 complains of intense and frequent nightmares, fatigue, and insomnia, and exhibits an intense fear of the dark. Patient 8 has been placed in intensive care room number 2, 24-hour surveillance, due to worries of suicidality. You also find on the desk a key with a kind of tag on it that says archive room.
I will take that key, yoink. I will also take that paperwork with me.
All right, easily done. Do you show the paperwork to X, or do you just pocket it before you can get a look?
I will pass the information along from the paper. So I'll give him a rundown of what it is.
Okay. Yeah, so you get just description of the.
We are conducting an investigation. After all, we can all examine the evidence after.
Of course.
I am. Are there any windows in this office?
I believe there are. There is one. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna look outside and check on our guy in the Jeep.
I look outside the window, and he's there. He's kind of sitting around. He's kind of outside of the Jeep, kind of smoking a cigarette, leaning on the car door.
I'm gonna turn to X, and I'm gonna be like, "Stay here for a second. I'll be right back." And
Sure thing.
I'm gonna go outside and go to the gate. Because I have a very odd feeling that he might be in danger.
Okay, so you walk up to the gate, and he sees you, and he's like, "Oh, hey there, sir. What, you done in there already?"
No. Well, we have found evidence that it is not safe here. So, what we're going to do is, do you have a number that we can reach the foreman at?
He's like, "Yeah, I got his office number here."
Okay, go back to the town, tell him that the asylum has been utterly trashed and everyone assumably is dead. And we will call him when we are ready for a pickup.
Welcome to me 4 hours to get back there, and presumably 4 hours to come back. So,
Well, either way, you're not safe here, so we're not trying to have you die.
Do you
Obviously.
want to end up like spending the night here or something? So I'm not gonna get back till like midnight.
Well,
not get back
fair
here until
enough.
midnight.
But at least take some time to get some distance, or at least park the car within the gates.
You're like, all right, yeah. He's like, I can go and park like on the main road, side of the main road. Drive back out there.
That will do nicely. Do we have any way of reaching you?
Like, yeah, I've got a cell phone.
All right, perfect. What's the number? And I'll actually take his number down.
Yeah, sure. 555-555-5555.
All right, perfect.
Right.
And then if you need anything, does JVH have a cell phone?
I don't know. Does he?
Probably.
Sure.
All right. And I will also exchange numbers with him so that he can contact me if he sees anything out of the ordinary.
All right.
This is, of course, a burner phone.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Easily done. So he's like, all right, yeah, I'll just go and drive up down the road, I guess. Keep an eye out for anything suspicious. Call me when you guys are done. I'll call the boss, call the foreman. I'll let him know.
Yes. That would be very helpful. Much appreciated. All right, and then back in and to room 6. I'll turn to X and be like, all right, well, did anything happen while I was away?
I'm going
Well,
to
I guess-
say no.
Well, I guess I'd know if anything happened. All right, well, I guess then on to room 8.
All right. So you enter room numero ocho. I need to roll some dice.
Numero 80.
Cool. All right. So you guys walk into number 8. Number 8 is a huge kind of relatively open kind of general population area for the kind of minimum security
So a
patients.
general ward.
Yeah, yes. There are a bunch of hospital beds, kind of with like dividers set up and stuff. Some tables in the middle of the room, with like board games and recitation, setups and everything. For the less dangerous patients, they don't need to like be watched constantly.
Well, there were only like 8 patients here, so.
Well, it's just yeah, like you said, it's Idaho. There's not many people here to begin with.
Mostly trees.
Yeah, there are like 3 corpses scattered across the room of patients in the kind of hospital gowns. In the middle of the room, however, chowing down on some of these corpses are 3 deathly pale, like kind of malformed looking vague humanoids, super heavy arched backs, very long arms and legs, super long fingers with big blood covered claws at the end of them. And they all, the 2 of you walk, well, I guess the 3 of you, because Battlecock's here too. 3 of you walk in through the double doors, and all 3 of them kind of look at you, and they all have like milky red eyes, and like distended, unhinged, human-looking-ish kind of jaws, with a bunch of like razor-sharp pointed teeth. You both would recognize these as being ghouls.
Ah!
The classic grave-robbing, corpse-eating undead. Because they are undead in my system. Ugh. Good old K2. So yeah, roll initiative.
Issue. That is... that's not good.
What do you mean, bro? Perfectly normal. Perfectly safe. Just give him a good old pet.
That is a 10.
Alrighty, well the ghouls rolled 3 on the dice, so they're not going first. Unless Xavier gets like a -2. They got an 11 in total.
Very possible. Very possible.
We could have 15 or 16 in total, I think. 15. So yeah, you definitely go before the ghouls, because ghouls are fast, but they're not. You know, they rolled poorly. So. And then.
Too lost in the sauce.
Wow.
Who lost in the sauce?
I'll for Battlecock, I guess. So what did X get?
Oh, natty.
2. Wow, these poor ghouls, man. What do to you? I'm gonna bullet them like this. It's a 14.
Yes.
14 for X. Battlecock got a 12. So literally the ghouls go last. Great, time to do no damage and a 1-turn long combat encounter. So yeah, up next is JVH. There are these 3 ghouls. They're all kind of snarling at you with these like blood and chunks of human flesh kind of schlocking off of their open, kind of distended jaws. Horrifying looking.
Can I draw and then fire?
Yeah, there are one is 25 feet away, the second is 30 feet away, and the second is 35 feet away from you.
Okay.
Kind of in the middle of the room. So you're shooting at the closest one, or?
I'm going to shoot at the closest one.
All right, with your rail lock.
Yes, sir.
All right, so yeah, make that perception check.
Right.
These guys can dodge ranged attacks.
That is a 7.
All right, so he passed the dodge. He does. Lamau, the 9 of the dice. So you draw your rail lock and you, and this railgun round, tungsten rod shoots out of the smooth bore of this flintlock, and with an unnatural, inhuman speed, the ghoul that you shot
Smooth bore being
Yeah, smooth bore.
emphasized here.
Yeah, of course, smooth bore. The ghoul kind of like jumps out of the way, kind of like bunny hops on all 4 legs, kind of jumps out of the way, and the rail slams into the corpse it was eating and blows the corpse's like chest cavity out, like explodes in this big shower of gore, covering the ghouls in more blood. That is your first action.
Can I use Law Mage's Binds?
Law Mage's Binds.
Yes, please.
10 feet, okay, it's in range, but one should try to find the back by the cards. Madhouse, cannot speak or use somatic components of spells. So I guess can attempt to succeed a strength check disadvantage. So it's very, very free. Check. Okay. Yeah, give me the endurance check. Are you targeting the same one?
Well, how far away are each of them?
25, 30, and 35 each, respectively.
Okay. I'll use this on the closest one. You know what? Yeah.
Okay, so give me that endurance check.
That is a 9, good sir.
All right, so you mecha high, mecha hiney ho, and you cast this spell on this ghoul. So he's considered restrained, so he can still move. He just attacks at disadvantage. Can't take reactions, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So he's gonna have a he can't attack at all because his arms are restrained and he doesn't have legs. He doesn't have leg attacks. So he's just kind of stuck there. His mouth is kind of locked off by these just kind of slowly spinning magic circles, so he can't bite anybody. His arms are locked behind his back by more magic circles, so he is pretty much incapacitated. That is GVH's turn. Up next is X.
Alright. And I'll just turn to JVH and I'll be catch or kill.
You know what? Kill.
Alright. I cast Pick 6.
Hey.
Wow. Okay. 2 at each of them, I guess.
Yep, that makes the most sense.
Yeah, give me 6% checks then.
6 and 7.
Okay, both pass.
10 and 4.
I think the 4 still passes. Let me double check. It does. So yeah, so those both hit. One is a crit.
And then 9 and 3.
All right, there are 3 misses. So you hit 5. 1 is a crit. So the first dude, the kid that's restrained by JVH, you just hit him twice. They do double damage because it's fire against an undead. So that's 2d12 times 10 doubled.
That's 13 unmodified.
So that's 260 damage total. He's very dead. So you just, extend your hand out, and these fireballs incinerate the first guy. The second pair of shots, one was a crit. So roll 1d12 times 10, and then quadruple it, and then another 1d12 times 10, and then double it.
Nice.
Very
Let's see.
nice.
That's 9 times 4 for 36.
It's a
Alright,
36.
And the last one is a 6.
So 36 plus 12 is like 48. So 480 damage. You reduce to ashes the second ghoul, and the third ghoul you hit
Very
once.
nice.
So roll 1d12 times 10, doubled.
Oh, the last one was for that guy. The 6.
Oh, the 6. The 6 doubled is just a 12. So the third guy is still alive. Third ghoul. He's bloodied, but he's still alive. So yeah, so X walks up and two of the ghouls get impacted by these fireballs, and just their undead, necrotizing flesh is like chucking a match onto a puddle of gasoline, and they just immolate instantly, basically. The third ghoul, he gets impacted, and his right arm melts off, turns to ash instantly. But he is still, the flames are still kind of looking up at his chest cavity, but he is still alive because these are harder than your normal person. So that is X's first action.
I guess I'll just take my action to flourish. I'm not gonna finish the guy off. I'm gonna leave that one to your boy Battlecock.
Okay, so X strikes the JoJo pose in the corner for 2 seconds. Then that is Battlecock's turn.
Cool. I think Battlecock is just gonna do as Battlecock does, which is roll for possession. That's a 2.
2 might be chicken, actually. He might be a normal chicken.
Might be Monday chicken.
Let's see. No, he's barely a martial arts master.
Just barely. Very
Yeah.
nearly didn't happen.
Exactly. So I think your agility is 7? Yeah, okay, so you can't get into melee with the last guy. Okay, with one action of running over there.
Cool. Let's see. I could probably just do like a regular unarmed strike, to be honest.
Alright.
X.
You're gonna peck him. Alright. This guy, I guess he could have dodged those previous fireball attacks. Probably would have been good. But he only have one reaction anyways. He's gonna try to dodge one of the pecks.
Of which there are 4.
He does succeed in dodging one. So you hit him for 3d4 times 10. You could kill him? Maybe you could kill him.
That's gonna be 70
70.
on
So
the dice.
So you So you do peck him in the chest, and you see Battlecock stab this ghoul in the chest 3 times, and like pierce his like breastplate. Like this would have killed a normal person, but the ghoul is still alive. He's looking real bad. He's got like 6 feet health left, but he is still technically alive. So that is Battlecock's turn. Now, ironically, it's the ghoul. What's the ghoul gonna do? The ghoul's going to... He could try to bite Battlecock. Or he try to claw
Oh no.
Battlecock. Yeah, he's gonna try to... He's like, tasty chicken, you know? He's gonna try to bite him, so I need Battlecock to roll me 1d10 and add your strength, and he needs to roll 1d10 and add his agility. You got a 16 in total. Can you beat that? I don't know.
I got a 7 on the die.
Plus strength is 6. You got an 11. What, 7 on the die you said? So that's
7.
13 plus his 16. He does beat you, but barely. So you take 1d with 100 damage. Does Battlecock have armor? I don't think so. No. That comes later for Battlecock, his armor. Give the chicken plate mail. So you take 1d 100 damage as his ghoul chomps down on Battlecock. Oh my god.
It happened, didn't it?
Yeah, I rolled the perfect 100. Max damage.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
So the ghoul straight up bites Battlecock's head clean off. I think he actually has a gimmick like this, right, where he can run. So if I can
I was gonna say, can I use one of my reactions to Martyr's Grasp Battlecock?
Let's see.
Sacrificing one of my reactions to save him.
What do you have for reactions? Let me look.
For what?
Because casting Martyr's Grasp is an action. It's like 3 seconds, and that's fast. That's too slow to cast as a reaction. I think. Does X have a offensive?
But would I be able to sacrifice a reaction? So in turn, leave myself vulnerable. And I mean, if anything, I would happily use up one of my next turn actions.
Make me
and go
an
into the
agility
next
check.
turn. Okay.
See if you can cast this spell
Okay.
fast enough to save Battlecock.
Okay. That is an 8.
So you
Good
do.
sir.
So you do manage to cast this spell as a reaction. So in that case, Martyr's Grasp. You're taking -2. Battlecock will choose to fail that, I assume, and let himself get dragged
So
back.
X, does Battlecock want to fight this, or is he just gonna get dragged?
No, I think Battlecock will, see the jaws coming down and will, put one wing over his forehead like, oh, Mamma Mia, I am done for. Before being dramatically yoinked out of the way.
Okay, yeah. So he just. Let's move you. Yeah, just 2 JVH's grasp. So JVH, you see this ghoul, get pecked a couple times. He's dying, and his jaws extend to swallow Battlecock whole, and he's gonna go for it. And you're like, uh-oh. So you quickly just be like, yeah, make a hiney ho, blah, and you just extend your arm out, screaming this spell, the vocal component, to as fast as he possibly can, and right as the jaws give Battlecock's feathers a haircut, he gets sucked back like a cane from off stage, gets yoinked back into your hand, and he just kind of harmlessly floats into your arms when he reaches you.
It's just sigh of relief.
Yeah, but you do manage to save Battlecock from his demise. I was like, I'm gonna roll above a 70, and I roll a max damage. The one time I roll max damage.
Yeah.
Uh,
that would have been unfortunate.
yeah. So Battlecock is saved. IGVH has cast a spell and use up a reaction to do so.
Yes.
But you do manage to save Battlecock's life. That
Good.
is the ghoul's first action. Second action will be to blindly charge towards the nearest person, which I assume would be JVH. So he can get into melee with you. So he just and he kind of like on all fours bounds towards you, kind of like kind of snarling, dripping blood because he is. And the ghoul's blood is like brown, like it's undead blood. Very
Ugh.
gross. It smells like the plague. And he runs over to you, just like trailing this blood behind him like a fountain from all the different wounds. And he makes it up to you melee, but it's like do all of his actions. It is your turn.
It is my turn.
Yeah.
Well, I have a sword for a reason.
Yeah. So I'll just say he has one reaction, but you have more attacks. You just gank him.
Nice.
You just like you put like I think as he runs up, you kind of like put Battlecock under your left arm, and you kind of like stab with your right to kind of like protect him for like shield Battlecock from the ghoul trying to chase him down. So the ghouls bounce towards you, and you kind of like sidestep him and just kind of thrust your rapier out, and the ghoul runs into your sword and just impales it into the brain. And the ghoul just kind of like stops frozen for a second and then goes limp and collapses to the ground. And you retract your blade. Combat is over.
Don't do that again, Battlecock.
Yep.
Saving you once is more than enough, and I'll place him down.
All right. So yeah. So you kind of try and like drop him, and he kind of glides to the ground, flapping his wings. He looks up at you and gives you an approving, nod of gratitude.
After that, I'm going to do a little parenting thing. I'm gonna swoop Battlecock and I'm gonna put him on my shoulder. No more, daredevil shit for the rest
No
of
more
the mission.
daredevil. No more daredevil tactics, please.
The GBH Cotton meme dump. That's like parenting time. No cocaine for the chicken.
No cocaine for the chicken.
But it's similar kind of no more daredevil for the chicken. Don't get yourself eaten by ghouls.
Yeah, no. Don't need that. Don't need that happening. So yeah. Now that parenting time is over. Let's I don't even know. I guess we can move on to the next room. Or
Okay.
well, I'm assuming it's all gonna be necrotic.
Magic, yeah.
Yeah, necrotic magic.
Yeah, ghouls are a type of undead. You know that much. They're a type of undead.
Okay.
They are naturally occurring, like they just do happen, and they tend to congregate around like large like bodies and stuff. But these guys haven't been dead. Like maybe an intelligence check with advantage because you have your encyclopedic knowledge.
That is a 7.
So you figure these bodies haven't been dead long enough to like create a rotting smell strong enough to attract like this many ghouls at the very least. So that makes you think the ghouls are the ones that killed these people. Judging by like the wounds you've seen and the damage to the building you see matches up with their size, strength, speed, claws, teeth. But that's not normal because ghouls don't usually attack groups of people. They're ambush predators. They stalk a single person in the woods for a while before killing and eating him, or they'll rob graves.
So none of this is making sense, is what you're saying.
Yeah, this is very uncharacteristic of ghouls.
Hmm. Well, this is definitely odd, I will say. Um, is there anything about the dead bodies?
No, like to be normal patients, various kinds, men, women, different ages, all partially eaten, a couple days old.
Hmm. Well, I guess the answers only lie ahead. Are there any like uh drawers or cabinets that I can
There are like
rifle
little like
through?
nightstands and stuff next to all the different tables, but they only have like personal effects in them, nothing of use.
Hmm. I suppose no one's, stealing or hiding away a Necronomicon, so.
Actually, there's a pocket Necronomicon, but it's in German.
And now we do the drop of blood. No.
Wunderbar.
Yeah, no, very uncharacteristic of ghouls, but I suppose there's nothing left to find. So, on to 15.
All right, so you guys walk down the hallway. You see that in room 15 is marked as intensive care room number 2. And the door is like heavy. It is steel. There's the kind of like glass window screen in it. There's also ajar and has a bunch of really heavy dents in it from the outside punching in. The ghouls, tried to force their way inside. Door is slightly open. You open it, and it's an intensive care room. It's basically like a hospital room, with a bit of extra stuff. So there are a couple of extra like metal kind of like dollies around with different utensils, IV drip, monitoring equipment. The hospital bed is kind of like cushier than a normal hospital bed, and it has leather like handcuff straps to it, at the arms and the legs, for suicidality, stuff like that. They're like
Yeah.
big bright lights. There is a man, dead man, in the bed. His stomach has been ripped apart, entrails spread around the place. You figure this is what's his name, John Carmen, whatever his name is, Henry Carmen. This is him. You figure. More notably than just the body and his entrails being everywhere, underneath his body, like when a printer's ink cartridge explodes, and like that kind of
Yeah.
like the black, like ink, like kind of like gunpowder or like powdery like stains.
Yeah.
That is covering the bed underneath his body, just like poof, like an ink cartridge exploded underneath him or something.
Can I inspect the substance?
Yeah, so you walk up and you you like kind of drag your finger along it. When you drag your finger along it, it dissipates like shadow, like smoke, like.
Hmm. Can I well, see, here's the thing. How vast would JVH's runic knowledge be?
I mean, you're 4,000 years old. You're older than some spellcasting languages. you tell me. Like you're
So-
old,
so
you
I have an
predate Latin.
extensive
Okay, that's how
knowledge.
old you are. So
Okay. That'll do. Can I put a rune of warding on the wall? Or on the bed, at least?
yeah. What do you want the rune to do?
Ward off, negative energy. Or, well, negative spirits, I'd assume.
Okay, yeah, you can do that. You kind of inscribe this like ancient Greek rune in the wall, to ward off negative spirits. That doesn't make it the goo, like the weird like powdery goo, go away. It's very strange. It kind of reminds you of that like black ichor that you tested on like last season, and when you shot it, it turned into a portal and evaporated.
Oh.
It kind of reminds you a little bit, like the properties of like being like powdery, and then also a mist at the same time. The kind of weird, not normal matter, and also being like shadow. Not of this plane.
I'll move the body.
Yeah, so you move the body, kind of like lift it up.
And is it
and
like just covering the bed?
Yeah, it's covering the bed covering. You kind of like lift it up, and you have to like peel him off because one, he's been dead for 2 days, and two, the weird like black stuff is kind of like sticking to him. And as you kind of like peel it off of him, the parts that are peeled off of him, make me a perception check actually.
Okay.
See how fast your vision is.
That is an 8, good sir.
All right, so you as you peel this body off, the parts of the weird like powder that kind of get like off of him, as they get peeled away, they move like tentacles, like kind of like unnaturally back and forth, and then they like fall into the rest of it. And this is like the powder like underneath him is like black 3.0. Like it's like pure shadow. Like it is the darkest dark you could possibly imagine.
Oh. Oh no. I'm gonna turn to X and be like, you wouldn't happen to have anything that can, shock, would you?
Like electrocute?
Mm-hmm.
I suppose I do.
Could you apply it to the bed?
Sure thing, boss. Anywhere in particular?
No, just the bed.
Okay. And I will pull out my magic gun and I'll flip it to the lightning setting. And I'll take a shot.
All right, yeah. So you click 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 click, and then you and this kind of quick blast of lightning strikes the bed. And when you take like ferrous magnetic liquid and you put a magnet over it and it goes all spiky.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the powder does. It kind of like shoots up into all like millions of little tiny like rising and falling crests and valleys. And it's kind of like you don't hear anything, but you feel something in your head. Like it's almost like a really low like flat like bassy tone, but you don't actually like you can feel the vibration in your head, but you don't hear anything.
Like it's teeth chat. Like
yeah. And then the shot goes off, and then this weird feeling in your head occurs, and the crest and it like spikes up, and where the lightning hit it, like the powder kind of like gets like sprayed up into the air, and then disappears into wisps of shadow and smoke, and dissipates.
Well, we know how to dispel it.
That's good, I suppose. Do you know what it is we're dispelling?
Absolutely not. Well, I did some studies on it. JVH will turn his head away from X in the last season.
Looks to camera in the last season.
Flashback to when I did the tests.
The goo. Yeah, the variable goo.
Yes.
This is different, but vaguely similar.
Similar.
Yeah.
Similar. Well, it seems to have the same properties as that black goo that I did tests on last time. So, well, as long as it has a similar property to that, well, I mean, at least I know what I'm dealing with, to say the least.
I'll take your word for it, I suppose.
Indeed. So
Would
anytime
X
we
have
encounter
knowledge of this, how extensive do you think is X's extraplanar knowledge, Xavier?
I would say kind of lacking, to be honest, because he was only really involved in the Council of the Nether, I think. Everything else is just miscellaneous bullshit.
Okay, so
Miscellaneous bullshit.
yeah, okay, so yeah, so you this kind of looks like what you've read, like shadow demons can do, or like the residue they leave behind. But it isn't the same thing because shadow demon stuff, one like smells like brimstone and sulfur, and two like puts off heat and isn't susceptible to lightning and stuff. It doesn't react like this stuff does, but it similar kind of shadow theme. But you don't know what it actually is. And GVH, I don't think you ever like found out where the other goo came from and where like the god that those cultists were worshiping actually came from.
Don't think so.
Yeah, never dug into that deep enough. But this appears to be of a similar vein.
Interesting enough. All right, yeah.
So yeah. Anything else?
I'm pissing off a deity. I just don't know which deity.
But yes, you guys are in there. Now I think we will cut over to Boston Brook and the fairies. You know, go back in time a little bit. To, you know, earlier on when the two groups were only just beginning to split apart. Yeah. Where to first, Tooth Fairies?
Let me look at the map again. We'd be at 2, right?
Yeah.
And they went towards 8, 5, and 6 and all that.
Yeah, they went to the left.
And 3 and 4 were checked.
Yes.
So I'm gonna go. I want to explore 5 and 7.
All right. So room 5 is a medium-sized office. This one is mostly untouched by blood and gore and viscera. There is no corpse in here. There is like some kind of like droplets of blood leading from the desk over to here. And you see that the window has been smashed in and there's glass everywhere. So no corpse, but a little bit of blood. Other than that, this room is mostly untouched. Room 7 is a kind of like similarly sized room, but it has a couple of desks in it. And this appears to have been like the logistical part of like the cubicles, you know, where the secretaries and stuff would work to kind of fill out paperwork, you know, approve like different forms and sign off on paperwork and everything. This room is totally devoid of blood and gore and corpses. Appears untouched entirely by the attack that happened. Nothing else of interest there.
Okay. What about 9 and 10?
So you walk over. The door to number 2, room 9, is heavy and metal, and it is labeled as archive room, but it is locked. And 10 is also locked, but it's wood, so you can smash it in if you need to. Room 10 is also labeled as like storage closet, basically.
Okay. Which one was the wooden one again?
10.
Okay, and you said 11 and 12 or something else. You said 9 was the archive room.
Yeah.
Okay. 10. I'm gonna listen to see if anything's trapped in there. See if like there's a person trapped in there through bone vision, or
Yeah,
just
you don't see anything. There's the
Alright,
bone vision and stuff. It's just
I'm
empty
just
here.
gonna open it up.
Yeah, I mean,
Actually, no, I'm not gonna open it up just yet.
okay, you don't see anything through your bone vision in there.
Yeah. I'm gonna backtrack to 8 though with Boston Brook and be like, I wonder what could
Alrighty.
possibly be in here.
So yeah, so at this point, you would hear the gunshots and the explosions. Oh goody, of the coming from the opposite side of the compound, and you and Boston Brook walk through the door into room 8 on the right side, and sure enough, you see probably like I would say probably so you kind of walk in. Where is the doorway? There. Okay. So probably like 10 feet into the room from the door as you open the double doors wide, there's like 6 or 7 corpses all kind of piled up in the same like general area. Most all of them are like partially eaten, missing limbs, torn to shreds. And there are 6 ghouls that are all kind of like on the pile, dragging other bodies through the pile, eating parts of the bodies. And they all kind of, when the doors open, you see this horrific scene. They all kind of turn and look to you. Roll initiative.
You're one ugly motherfucker.
So there are,
Is what Una quotes after saying, I heard that in a movie once.
well, the ghouls get a 16 this time around for initiative.
Wow,
Oh.
these are intelligent ghouls, what can I say?
Boston Brook rolled a 1 on the dice. Classic
Oh, God.
Boston Brook. Classic
Classic.
Boston Brook.
Boston Brook.
This is a
What a
6 in total.
classic. What a classic blunder.
Oh, Boston Brook. You
Oh,
silly dog.
you.
Oh, you.
You paid me.
So yeah, what do the fairies get?
9 on the die. I'm checking the sheets right now.
So 17, so even 8 agility for Nyx. So yeah, so you do go first, albeit barely.
Barely. What can I say? They're speedsters, bro. They've been training for this.
Yeah, so all of the ghouls are, I would say, well, probably like 2 of them are within 15 feet. One is 20 feet, one's 25 feet. And then 2 are like farther away than that, like 30 and 35.
Hold on. 2 are 15. I remember one's 25.
Two are 15, one is 20, one's 25, and the rest are farther away, 30 and 35.
So that's the other 6, or the other 2 for
Yeah.
farther away?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, so 4 are really close, and 2 are kind of farther away.
Well, for this one, I think what's gonna happen, Yuna's gonna go first. Who's going to do what this is my damage is out right now, which pains me. Okay. Do I have bone mass? Yes, now.
I believe so. Yeah.
On my sheet, I see 9.5.
Yeah.
Okay. So if that's the case, then Nyx is going to use. Where is it? Oh. No, that's only a target. Never mind. That doesn't matter. Nyx is going to throw a bone spike at the 15 one.
There are 2 15 feet ones, so I'll just say that, you pick one.
115.
All right. So
Doesn't
that
matter
is, so that's half of bone mass. You're down to 9. Gimme. Precision check.
112? Can they dodge?
They can try. Yeah.
I got a 10.
He succeeds.
Damn.
So this bone spike extends out of your palm for like a javelin, and the ghoul kind of He kind of bounds to the side, and the spike slams into the pile of corpses and just kind of squidges the bodies.
I throw another one.
All right, he can't dodge this one. He only has one reaction. So,
He's lucky though. I got a 7.
so give me 1d12 times 10, plus your bare hands damage, which is 1d100.
170. I was about to say 169, but I forgot we
Nice.
round them. Like, damn.
170 damage. Okay, he's still alive, but not doing too hot. So I need to get a bunch of counters to keep track of his health, because you guys don't have pyromancy to instantly kill these guys.
But that's true. That's very true.
Yeah,
That is a very
yeah,
good point.
I could wonder why I want to go with X. Crazy, right? Crazy.
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 Yeah, it's crazy.
So that guy's down to 170. Down to 80 health, I think?
I don't know.
170 plus 80 is 250? Yes.
Okay. Then Una will excuse me. She will shoot a
So that is your turn. Alright, that is now their turn. Great.
hold on.
You have Una, don't you?
Yeah, I'm reading something. Odd question. Does the Feyfire arrow does it affect friendlies?
No. Because it wouldn't matter.
What do you mean?
Because it gives your allies advantage to attacking targets. So even if it did affect Boston Brook or whatever, or you guys, unless an ally is gonna open fire on you, it's not gonna make a difference.
So the enemies wouldn't get anything on us.
No.
So she's gonna shoot a Feyfire around Nyx. Right.
So so that wouldn't reach anybody if the target was Nyx and you shot the arrow like at her feet. Because the nearest enemies are 15 feet away. So you would need to shoot at the target, at the ghouls.
Yeah, I know.
So which ghouls are you trying to get?
I'm not trying to get any ghouls. I'm trying to get the area around me.
Why?
Because they're coming into my area.
But Campfell's crazy. Hey, crazy.
I can see the implication here.
I mean, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I can
that
understand it. But
right.
the outlining effect only occurs like as the spell happens. It doesn't linger, right? It's just like it's like a flashbang. It goes off and then it's gone.
Okay. I thought it was a linger.
No, that's something else.
I can definitely see the intent.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay,
But that's
so
a
it's
different
not
spell.
a linger. That was the thing I was wondering on. Okay, if it's not a linger, then what area has the most use?
You could either get, since it's a 2x2 square, so you could either get the two guys that are 50 feet away from you, the two guys that are 20 and 25 feet away from you, or the two guys that are 30 and 35. So you can't get more than two.
Yeah. I'm gonna get the.
Man, if only we had someone who could friend or foe this.
Crazy, right? I'm gonna get the furthest two.
Furthest two? Okay. So that is Feeling kind of lame with life sense to manifest. Okay, it just happens. You know, like you're not targeting someone, so you don't need to make a perception check. You can just fire it. So the two farthest guys are like revealed. It's your first action.
The second one is going to shoot. Actually, can she stun someone? Probably not. Yeah. So instead, she's going to. She's going to shoot a paralysis arrow at someone. Did they get a dodge check for this? Yes, no. That's all I need now.
They do, yeah.
Alright, so I'm gonna just shoot it at the guy who doesn't have reactions left.
Did you already shot?
Yeah, and if that's the case,
All right, just give me a perception check for.
if that's
shooting.
the case, I'm just gonna shoot him with a standard arrow.
With a standard arrow. All right, so give me the perception
Does
check.
he have? Wait, hold on. That won't be enough to kill him, will it? 20
No,
damage?
he is not that injured.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, I'm just gonna paralyze him instead.
All right, still give me the perception check.
Yeah. And
Okay. He needs to make an endurance check at disadvantage. So he will do that. You got a 2. I think that fails. Yes. So he is paralyzed for 1d8 combat rounds. You gonna roll the duration, or you want me to do that?
oh, yeah, I was reading something. 7. Wait,
7.
1d8,
All right. That
yeah,
is.
1d8.
Yeah, that's both of the fairy's actions. Well, all 4 of the fairy's actions. And is now the ghouls. Okay, so 5 ghouls. Actually, the first guy drops down to 6. 5 of them are gonna hoof it over. I'll say 3 are gonna go after the Bone Fairy. 2 are gonna go after Boston Brook, but they're all in melee with you.
Sick.
Cause they're just like.
Can Nyx dodge?
Once. Same as Boston Brook. So Boston Brook will also try to dodge one of these attacks. 7. He passes. The ghouls have advanced. No. Wow, they really suck, huh? Okay. Alright, yeah, so Boston Brook successfully avoids one of the swipes at him. What about you?
And
Alright, so yeah, you avoid. So you were targeted by, you get hit by 3. Or no, you get by 2. Boston gets hit by 1. These are just bear claw attacks, so they are 1d8 times 10. And then, so Boston Brook takes 30 damage. Oof, ouch. And then next you take 180 damage. So 320. So yeah, so these goals they run up to you, you dodge, one of them. The other 2, they start scratching you up and down, clawing at you, punching you, kicking you, headbutting you. That is their turns. Next, it is Boston Brook.
What?
You took 180.
Yeah.
So Boston Brook, he has his pistol out. That's not good enough anymore. He's like, oh no! So he swaps his pistol over to his left hand, and then draws his sword with his right hand, and he will just wild abandon swipe at these ghouls. So this guy, he can attack. He can dodge once. He does. Boston will hit him once. So Boston cleaves the. So he swipes twice at the nearest ghoul to him. He dodges the first strike. The second, the backswing cleaves the ghoul's head clean off. His third strike for his first action. Can this ghoul dodge? He doesn't actually. Lamau. Barely, but he doesn't. He's still alive. So Boston Brook will, the second action, just keep swiping. That's an incorrect number. I think it's actually here. Alright. Yeah, so first swipe doesn't quite kill the ghoul. Second action, gonna 3 more strikes. Instantly gibbs the first guy. His first strike, second strike towards the third ghoul. Will attempt to dodge. He does. So he hits him with his final attack. And he kills him. Alright, cool. Boston just took out 3 ghouls in one turn, just wildly swiping at these things with his sword.
3 ghouls attacking him?
Well, you two of you were adjacent to each other, so he could attack multiple. So yeah, he's cleaving his way. That's his whole turn. Up next is you. You would have 2 ghouls attacking you, left, and then the paralyzed guy 50 feet away from you.
So I think what's about to happen is wonderfulness right about now. Okay, so the first thing is Una will stock up her bows, or her arrows, and she will shoot 2 standard arrows at both of the creatures.
So you can fire once per action with your fairy bows. You should shoot 1 at each.
Yeah.
Okay. Make me those 2 perception checks then.
10 and a 5.
10 and a 5. Okay, so you do 1d2 times 10 doubled for the first shot.
Oh, they failed?
Huh? Oh, the dodge? Oh, yeah. They will try to... Actually, can they dodge? No, they can't. No, these guys can't. They weren't attacked. So the first guy succeeds. Second guy succeeds. So he has 2 tiny little, like, 2-inch arrows. Just shoo, shoo. The ghouls are like, what the heck, bro? They managed to avoid it. So that's Yuna's turn used.
Yes. Very good. Yes. Can actually, does forming a weapon count as an action? Yes, it does. So instead, I will throw 2 bone spikes, one at both of them.
All right, give me those per action. Since you're in melee, so it's auto success. Yeah, roll damage.
1d12 times 10 plus 1d100, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
First one is 150, the other one is 130.
All right, they're both still alive, but they're both bloodied. That is your turn. It is the ghouls. They're gonna both attack Boston, but let's be honest.
They're like, they're not doing anything.
Yeah, he's the biggest threat. Bosterbook does manage to dodge the first incoming. Does he have multiple reactions? I honestly
Oh,
don't
actually,
remember.
wait, before we move on, what's my regen?
Oh yeah, your regeneration. Your regeneration is 1d6 times 10.
Yes.
Roll for Bosterbook as well. Bosterbook kills 1d8 times 10. Bosterbook kills faster than a bone fairy.
60.
60. All right, you're up to 380. Boston Brook is up to. Well, you drew life's limit, so you would be down to 220. So he's back at the full health. Actually, is he? Hold on. No, I lied. Because he doesn't have 150 myself. He has 250 max health. So he was down to, God, what did I say? 180? So that would be 70. So he's down to 430, back up to 470. All right. That's not correct probably, but I don't care. Actually, I can do this instead. So yeah, so they're gonna try and fight. He has like 3 reactions with his sword out because he's a gangster. So his first, first reaction, parry the swipe. Second reaction, full counter, cut this ghoul clean in half. Ghoul cannot dodge. He cannot react to reactions, so he just gets schwacked. He does. So this ghoul goes to backhand Bosterbuck. Bosterbuck parries it with his sword. One hand behind his back. Parries, slices, bisects the ghoul. Second ghoul, so will also make an attack. So Bosterbuck will spend his third reaction to try to dodge this. He does. The ghoul has a second action to attack with, however. So he guarantees hits Bostenbrook for 90 damage. That actually kind of stung. So he's down to 380. Must just get clobbered a little bit. That is the ghoul's turns. Bostenbrook, he will first action, just not even gonna roll for it. Cut down that ghoul. Second action will be to shoot the paralyzed ghoul in the face. Twice.
Nice.
Only once. Yeah, he passes. This does 2 to 100 doubled because he's silver bullets against an undead. He's dead. Combat's over. Bostenbrook took out literally every single enemy himself. So yeah, combat's over. Bostenbrook guy's got a sword out, and he's like, tell you, and he bang domes the last ghoul, and he sheaths his sword, and he holds his gun out again, reloads, and he's like, well, that was fun, huh?
Yeah. So Nyx immediately checks the obviously pile of evil dead bodies.
I mean, the ghouls have bones,
Yeah, she's gonna take those too.
And so you return to 10 bone mass from
And
like
she's
the
gonna
8
check
or whatever you had.
from the ghouls probably, and she's gonna check those pile of dead bodies and see who's what's what.
They're all
can she
patients.
steal
Well, it's
from?
probably like mostly patients and a couple of orderlies.
Do any of them seem to be? I don't even know what I'm looking for here. What do I want to look for? I don't know. Yuna's gonna ask Boston Brew, be like, "What the hell are we even supposed to be looking for here?"
Boston's like, I would assume we're looking for, hints as to what happened. Information on the 2 blokes we're looking for.
Alright then. She'll like glance over the bodies and see if any of the tags were taken, or like if
Not really, no.
any of these people seem important. If not, she'll just
Nope.
put them aside and be like, "You can't take bones from innocent people."
Bushbuck's like, well, he's right, you know. Desecrating corpses is how you get hauntings, so...
Which is what we are experiencing right now. So, yeah.
Don't you think taking the bones will make the haunting come to us? Hmm?
No, it would
Yes,
spawn a
but
new
that's
one.
not what we want.
It would
Oh,
make
you're
more
so
angry
angry.
spirits.
My spirit's gotta be so angry. We're just taking bones.
No, I don't know, desecrating their body.
That is the most chaotic statement I think I have ever heard.
What can I say? Nyx is speaking through Una sometimes, you know? I don't feel like going third
That's
person. Leave me alone, alright? Anyways. Regardless, though, we're gonna move on. We're going to move on to wrong application. 11 and 12.
Alrighty, room 11 and room 12. Alright, room 11 is unlocked. It is a kind of like arts and crafts, like therapy studio. No blood, no bodies, just some unfinished paintings, some finished paintings, some ceramics and stuff. You know, nothing of note. 12 is a kitchen. No bodies, nothing of note here either. Just, you know, you're sitting in appliances, some rotting food, stuff like that.
13.
13. They are a bunch of padded cells for the more dangerous patients. All of them have corpses in them. All the patients in there are dead. No ghouls, though.
And the patients have any significance? There's like, oh, did any of the bodies previously have a key to number 9? Actually,
No, none of them do.
okay. All right, time to open up 10 then.
All right. I mean, you break open the door to 10. The storage closet.
Okay. Pain. And then number 9. That door. What type of door is it? What are we talking?
It is metal.
I go to Boston Brook, I like. Or Una goes to Boston Brook. Una goes. You know, you cut down walls before. Yeah.
And he's like, "What? This is private property." It's...
Boston Brook, I love you.
Nyx is gonna force the door open
And
immediately.
he's
as
like,
he
"But
says
the
that.
but the lawsuits. Think about the paperwork."
And then then Nyx turns around and goes, "Nyx doesn't do paperwork." And he
I love Boston Brook.
All right, give
Wow,
me.
hell of a one-liner.
I don't do paperwork.
Does not do paperwork.
Shoulder checks the steel door. Give me a strength check.
Boston Brook is like, I don't do it either, but think
Boston
about
Brook
the
does some
paperwork.
paperwork, but he has people for that. So
Yeah.
Got a 9.
yeah, so you just clang, shoulder check at the door, and it blasts off of it. Like the lock mechanism shatters. You bend the door frame, tear a hole in the wall. The drywall shatters like ceramics. And you find yourself standing amidst a bunch of metal shelving units, a bunch of like boxes and drawers and stuff.
And then Nyx cracks her fingers makes her appearance, have glasses, and goes, "What are we looking for? Information, right?
What
Yes,
are we
yes,
looking
yes.
for?
Information, yes." And then Una and Nix, and I assume Boston Brook, would vigorously look for any papers that seem important, any documents that seem to have a missing file, any A through Z files in a filing cabinet missing Plan Z, you know?
All right. Yeah. So you can take a look
Okay.
around. It's pretty obvious to see that the what's it called? That there are a couple of files missing.
Okay, what cabinets were they missing from? Like, do they have labels? You know, does the cabinet go, important patient, don't let out?
This would be
Or,
the files would be missing under the like intensive care section.
and, well, obviously I don't know if I was missing. That would make sense for me asking. Intensive care. Okay, okay. The whole file, parts of the file. Wow.
The the like patient dossiers, so not like the medical records or like research records, medication records, anything like that stuff. That's all still there. Just like the basic paperwork to like, why are you coming into the facility? Any pre-existing conditions, family contacts, and like, personal information. Those kinds of generic files are all missing.
Okay, okay. No name left behind for the patient, or
Yeah, the names are Thomas Robinson and Henry Carmen.
Thomas Robinson, Henry Carmen. All right, so whichever one finds it would go to Boston Brook and be like, "Is this who you're looking for?"
Is this your card?
Is this your car?
Immediately, the flashbacks of laughing at someone being turned into champion through a card appears in my mind. What are
Wow.
yours?
Gonna bully JVH like that? Isn't even there.
You know it.
I I cast an unseen fist at you.
Man, I
I
cast.
shake my unseen fist at you.
Damn, it happened, bro. I'm sorry. You know, cards are deadly. You know, paper cuts and all that.
Dang. But yeah, so Lesman's like, what?
Actually, it was a plate. Thank you very much.
Oh wait, was it the card that got X?
Yes.
Yeah,
The card
yeah, the plate
literally
got X.
almost killed X.
Yeah, covering the
that's
plate
right.
was JVH. That's right.
That's kind of worse.
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit.
Fine China at its finest.
But yeah, Ross was like, that sounds like the people, I suppose. Yes, intensive care makes sense.
Okay. Well, obviously all their important records are missing. Not a shocker. So where do you go from here? Check their rooms? Does it have their room though?
Yes. I would say that it would.
Okay, if it has their room, then I would like to visit their room. I'm gonna pay them a visit because their family obviously never paid them a visit. That's why they haunted people. That's the lesson we learned today. Visit your family. You know.
Maybe
Unless
they'll
they've
get
got
eaten
good
by
friends.
ghouls in a mental institution.
Yeah. You know how it goes. Yeah, I'll check their room out.
All right. I mean, yeah, nothing else of interest. Just a bunch of boxes and dressers and drawers.
Anything in the boxes and or dressers and drawers?
Nope, just a whole bunch of stuff.
Damn,
Bunch of paperwork.
these guys are boring.
You know it.
Okay. Well, I'll be like, well, I think we checked our side, and I don't hear any more gunshots, so I think they're done on their side. So, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna just head back to the middle, or I guess like check on them.
All right, and we will end there, I think.
All right, a good a place as ever. If you enjoyed listening to this, let us know. If you didn't like it, well, you're not welcome here. We hate you. So we'll see you next time on Quest for the Core.